My fear of upsetting people kept me quiet for years. Hi, YouTube. I'm Tarisha. If you're just joining me, I am doing a mini series on patterns that changed my life. I'm on pattern 3, staying quiet when I had something to say. I used to stay quiet even when everything in me wanted to speak. Have you ever been that way? Maybe not. Maybe you hadn't dealt with people-pleasing tendencies like I have, and I had to constantly be intentional about not doing that. Sometimes I'll feel my throat swell up, or your throat chakra gets all choked up because I know there's something I need to say and I don't say it. I swallowed my truth because I thought speaking up would cost me love. Am I the only person there? Am I the only person who feels that way? I abandoned my voice just to keep other people happy. And again, people-pleasing tendencies, again, if you heard my other videos talking about not feeling worthy enough or deserving enough to have a voice to even speak up, or that people would even care what I had to say. Or if I knew that what I had to say, what was really on my heart and what was bubbling up to be said, would potentially cause me to lose a person, a relationship. Oh my gosh, I was terrified. Terrified. But here's the thing, y'all. That silence became a prison for me. Especially now as I'm expanding and I'm evolving and I understand that my voice is so important and I have a story to tell and I have things to share with people. I understand the disservice I was doing to myself, and even the people I kept quiet, I was doing them disservice too, because I wasn't giving them the truth or how I felt about situations. I never gave them the opportunity to see my perspective because I never spoke up. I never felt as how would it be if I did say something and that person actually stayed with me, how that would have strengthened the relationship, or they would have left, which would have helped me in the long run. I was terrified. Terrified. But here's the shift. I like to talk about the shift. True love doesn't require you to disappear. And how do I know what that true love feels like? Because I started on a journey to love myself. I realized that I could not really understand what true love felt like unless I was able to feel that love from source, from God, from spirit, whatever you may call it, internalize it, and begin loving the beautiful being that I am. Now, once I started doing that, I understood that my truth was important. I understood that I didn't need to lose myself. I could speak up. I didn't have to disappear. Speaking my truth became an act of self-respect. And not speaking my truth, if you think about it, is self-neglect, or self-abuse. I would go ahead and say that, because you're withholding yourself. So once I understood my value, my worth, once I began to fall in love with myself, then I began to understand what true love does and what true love feels like. And now I know that speaking my truth only will attract the person who can love me for who I am. And I can speak, I can be myself, I can express myself without the fear of losing that person. And if I do lose that person, then that person was not mine to be held anyway. And I'm not attaching myself to that situation. I will allow it to go. If me speaking up for myself in love, with intention, with beauty, with me in mind, out of a place of love of myself and for that other person, if that causes that person to leave, then that person should leave. The person is not meant to be in my life. And accepting that and not being afraid of being lonely or the feeling of rejection, when I detach from that person, it's mine, to understanding that that person's in my experience, but maybe they're not meant to be in my experience, and it's okay. I still can love, I still can wish them well and let them be, knowing that there's more coming. Not living in a scarcity mentality, like if I don't knock this one down, then nothing else is coming. I know better now. So if you've been quiet too long, this is your reminder. Your voice matters. So I'm going to end this with a question for you. And you can leave comments or you can just ponder this. What's one truth you've been holding back? That's your question. And I encourage you, when that's revealed, that you speak on it, that you allow your voice to be heard. However that's supposed to be for you, and only you know. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to seeing you on more videos, so please like and subscribe. Thank you.